Digital National Berhad or DNB says Telekom Malaysia or TM and YTL Communications will be the first two operators in the country to provide 5G access to their customers as the cellular technology finally goes live in Malaysia. Its CEO Ralph Marshall said at the launch today that the two telcos are the first to take advantage of DNB's offer of free wholesale 5G services to all mobile network operators or MNOs that are integrated into DNB's network, and users with 5G compatible devices will be able to enjoy an average speed of 100 megabytes per second, which means a user at the weakest point of 5G coverage would on average receive 100 megabytes per second on a 5G compatible device. Marshall said DNB will provide wholesale 5G services to MNOs at a significantly lower cost than their present cost to produce 4G capacity, so they should be able to offer lower prices for their customers for mobile services, including 5G services. Meanwhile, DNB Chief Commercial Officer Ahmad Taufik Omar said negotiations to get other MNOs such as Maxis, Digi, Celcom and U Mobile to ride on DNB's 5G network are ongoing. According to the Finance Ministry, the total cost of the country's 5G coverage, inclusive of network hardware and infrastructure, is estimated to total 12.5 billion ringgit. Currently, 5G is available in certain areas throughout Putrajaya, Cyberjaya and Kuala Lumpur. The aim is to cover 80% of populated areas by end 2024. Serba Dynamic Holdings has confirmed that it has defaulted on its $222.22 million or 939.77 million ringgit sukuk and said the incident may significantly impact its financial performance. Responding to queries by Bursa Malaysia, the group said the default also means the sukuk holders have the right to seek immediate payment for 25% of the outstanding amount of the Islamic bond, which was supposed to mature in May 2022. The group said it will be in close communications with its financiers to minimize any financial impact that may arise. Serba Dinamik also said that at this juncture it is unable to provide a solvency declaration for the listed issuer as requested by the exchange, but did not elaborate. The group went on to say that the default will potentially trigger cross-acceleration provisions in its other debt. Serba Dynamic's unit, SD International Sukuk, defaulted on the sukuk last Thursday. It explained that it was unable to pay the interest obligation due to cash flow constraints of the company amid the pandemic. Following the default, Serba Dynamic has triggered PN17 criteria but will not be classified as such for the next 18 months as part of Bursa Malaysia's COVID-19 relief measures. Dialog Group has bagged a 360 million ringgit contract from Petronas Gas for the Southern Transmission Improvement and Readiness or STAR project in Johor. In a BORS filing, the group said the scope of the work of the project involves the engineering, procurement, construction and commissioning of a new booster compressor station with associated equipment and facilities at Mengkibol Kluang. It added that the job includes some modification scope for the existing compressors at the Segamat compressor station and modification to the existing facilities. The oil and gas services provider said the project is expected to commence this month and should be completed by the first quarter of 2024. It will be paid progressively throughout the contract period. According to Dialog, the project is expected to contribute positively to its earnings and net assets for its financial year ending June 30th, 2022 onwards until the completion of the project. Its shares closed unchanged at RM2.43, giving the group a market capitalization of 13.72 billion ringgit. MercedesBenz Malaysia or MBM is upbeat about the outlook for its vehicle sales for next year, saying recovery prospects have brightened following the reopening of the economy. MBM Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Passenger Cars, Michael Job, said he is seeing some light at the end of the tunnel for the company. Job was speaking to the press after the launch of the new locally assembled Mercedes-Benz S580e. He said considering the developments over the last few months, he is very confident moving into next year. The company is maximizing its sales potential and looking at its orders, the response continues to be very, very strong. This is thanks to the very steep and fast recovery after the lockdown was lifted. And going forward, he expects the overall economic recovery to continue. Against this backdrop, MBM expects significant growth in sales volume next year, assuming that no more additional lockdowns will be implemented, which will also be underpinned by planned new launches every month. Bank Negara Malaysia has no immediate plan to issue a central bank digital currency or CBDC, Bernama reports. Citing Deputy Finance Minister Tu Yamani Hafiz Musa, it said Malaysia's financial system continues to support the functioning of the economy while meeting the needs of individuals and businesses. But the central bank will continue to actively assess the potential of a CBDC to achieve public policy objectives. Yamani Hafiz was said to be responding to a question related to blockchain technology from GPS Sibuti MP Lukanisman Awang Sauni in Parliament today. On the government's stance on the use of cryptocurrencies in day-to-day transactions, he reportedly said digital assets could be issued by companies for fundraising purposes, but they are subject to conditions set by the Securities Commission. As for the use of cryptocurrencies for the purpose of payment, he reportedly said decentralized digital money such as Bitcoin and Ethereum are not recognized as legal tender currencies here and are not payment instruments regulated by Bank Negara.